What's up, traders? This is Matt with Conservative Trades. Hope you guys are doing all right today. As you can see, this has been a red day for me, so not going to go through too much here, guys. I tell you what, the day was going well. I was actually up $81 at one point, had taken very few trades, so even after fees and commissions, I mean, I was probably up 60 bucks on the day. And I took one trade on TWLO that just completely wrecked me, and this is the trade I got wrecked on right here. Okay, so and I'll kind of go through some of this with you, and I'll try to explain it along the way as best as I can. But here first, let me show you here on the daily chart, TWLO on the daily chart. It had a massive run up these last few days, but as you can see, the buy up candles were getting smaller. It looked like it was about to roll over, and the sell volume had been dying off. And of course, this volume bar here was only, not even halfway, as much as this one right here. So we were looking at decreasing sell volume, or decreasing candles, decreasing buy volume, and it just really looked like it wanted to roll over. The market was not super strong. I mean, it was just kind of really moving in consolidation. And as a matter of fact, I mean, if you look at the SPY right now, you can just see it's just completely dumped today. But this is pretty much what it was doing. This is pretty much what it was doing all day today. It was just kind of chopping around. So the market was just kind of weak, chopping around VWAP, wasn't really getting bought up. And, we can see it eventually dumped. But here on TWLO, if I pull this out here on the intraday chart on the 5-minute, it had double topped here in pre-market with yesterday's highs. And it just started rolling over, rolling over, rolling over, and it started getting smashed down through all these levels, okay? And, so anyway, it started coming back up. And I saw that it broke all the way up through here. So it had made this move all the way up here. And I saw it coming close to some previous areas of support, which could have been acting as strong resistance. Now, again, this is the perfect trade setup for me. This is a perfect trade setup. Because even if the trade doesn't work, you can at least get a pullback because you're hitting up against such critical resistance here. So I added in here just 25 shares, and I'm glad it came up to here, and I'm glad I got to add again because it brought my average up, and I had 50 shares at a higher average. And I thought to myself, man, this is great. Okay, we should be butting up against this. And I even thought to myself, we might even come up here, which is why I added again up here, another 25 shares up here. But it was just blowing my mind how we were coming up here. And then we just continue to break out and move up. And then look at this one, man. I mean, I'm glad I got out up here. I'm glad I got out up here. I suffered a pretty significant loss that put me down on the day, but I'm glad I got out there because there's no way I would have been able to suffer through all of this up here. But what I was expecting, again, from seeing on the daily chart that this pattern is rolling over. It's rolling over. It's getting weaker. There's weaker buy up. There's weaker volume. Volume's running off. And on top of that, if you look here, I'll pull up the RSI. If you look here on the RSI, let's see. We're sitting at 87. 87 on the relative strength index. Okay, so this thing is massively, massively, massively overbought. Okay, so it's massively overbought. The buy candles, the price action's getting smaller on these as each day goes by. The buy volume is wearing off. We're way overbought. So I'm looking at all this stuff, guys, and so that's why I continue to average into this position. And I just thought to myself, I thought there's no way. Like there's got to be some kind of a return. But it's kind of like we talked about in the live stream today. You know what? Sometimes stocks just do the most irrational thing. And you can't explain it, and nobody knows why. There's no rhyme or reason to it. But this was clearly just a massive short squeeze. And I still can't believe it. I still can't believe that TWLO, again, after losing all these levels, after being so overbought on the daily, running out of steam on the daily, I can't believe, I like I said, I was fine with it getting bought up to here, and even up to here, but I was totally expecting just a rollover back down to these levels, and we never got it. And so I had to get out, and this ended up putting me down $100 on the day. So, because I was up on NVAX, I was up on BYND, but I took that trade, and and it rocked my world. There's really no better way to say it than that. And so but I was able to and then I took a trade on D-Dog. By the way, I'll show you this trade right here. I took this trade right here because I saw D-Dog was starting to break down, and I was looking for a break right here and just a quick move to VWAP. And this was kind of revenge trading. I sized in a little bigger than I normally would have, but I was really thinking, man, if we make it down to here, then I'm gonna make all those gains back. So I was revenge trading, guys. And little did I know that it was respecting this trend line here. I actually drew the trend line after this, and when this started coming down here, which is why I did not decide to go short again here. I almost thought about going short again here, and I'm glad I didn't, because I caught this. I drew this trend line. I said, nope, this is bouncing off this trend line, and sure enough, it did, and it got bought way up to here. So then I drew this trend line, and you can see it broke through it, couldn't break back above it, and ended up just tanking from there. So that would have been a good move, and I wish I had taken that move, but anyway, but this one put me down. Really, if it hadn't been for this trade today, this would be a break-even day. This would be a break-even day. But anyway, we had a nice trade on NVAX. We had a pretty decent trade on BYND. INPX, just a small loss there. D-Dog, pretty decent loss there. And then obviously TWLO was just a kicker on the day. But, I feel pretty good to be able to have, for the most part, stuck to my rules. I mean, here's the thing on TWLO, and this is what I'm going to have to really remind myself of next time I see a move like this. Because I don't want to be scared out of taking this trade again because of this anomaly occurrence on TWLO. I mean, this really is an anomaly. Does this happen sometimes? Yes. We know short squeezes happen sometimes. And this is why we have to set our stops. And I had a very clear stop set. And I said to myself, if we break out past the pre-market highs, I've got to get out, And this is a great thing. Once again, I do want to say, I know I'm kind of sidetracking here, but when you take conservative share size, I mean, guys, I took 25 shares here, another 25 shares here, and another 25 shares here. I mean, can you imagine if I started sizing in with even 50 shares or 100 shares? I mean, this would have ended up being a, $300 to $600 loss. Just depending, but I can honestly say that I stuck to the plan and I stuck to the rules, and I've seen it more times than not for a stock to be failing on the daily, to be overbought on the daily, to have a major crack through of some serious levels, and then a nice big pull up over VWAP just to previous areas of support that begins acting as resistance, and then a complete rollover. And so what I'm going to have to remind myself tomorrow, if I see this again on another stock, I don't need to be scared out of this. I need to just take the trade, because more times than not, this actually ends up working out. This is one of my patterns, guys, and I hate that I got kicked in the teeth on it. Got completely blindsided by this trade today on TWLO. But you know what? It is what it is. Like I said, I stuck to my loss. So at the end of the day, really can't complain too bad. And overall, like I said, I mean, we're down $75, maybe, 110, $120 max after fees and commissions. So it's nothing too devastating, nothing we can't come back from, obviously. But I tell you what, last week I only had one red day. So this week, maybe this will be just my one red day. Hope that it is. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and consider joining us in the live stream. We begin the live stream roughly around 9 a.m. So we usually go through the pre-market and that sort of thing. And, and I just kind of talk about the trades and what trades I'm going to take and, all that good stuff. So if it's something that you think you'd be interested in, feel free to join us. Again, we stream live right here on the channel, Monday through Friday, beginning around 9 a.m. We'd love to have you. And to those of you who are always in the live stream, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow. Have a great night. Take care.